Put that tongue away.
Okay. Hey everyone, and welcome to Nocturnal Grimoire. I'm Lynx, and I'll be talking to you about the dark, gothic, and nocturnal energies within magic and witchcraft. So today, I have two of my friends. With me, I have KWILSO, he was on one of my episodes earlier, and I have my darling sister, Elizabeth, because she doesn't want to have a nickname. She's a bitch.
Okay.
Anyway.
Whoa.
This took a dark turn.
Bitch can be my nickname, that's fine.
Yeah, this is bitch now.
Okay. This is us normal. This is us normally, so it's all good. So, I don't really have a big topic, so I decided I'm going to do a little interview thing with them, because I did an interview thing with KWILSO on his channel.
Which is just KWILSO.
Yeah, which is KWILSO. I'll have the link down below.
Use that on your Google machines.
Yes, Google it. Okay, so I don't have many questions. I'm kind of just going to do it kind of by fly in my head and also just see what they answer. Yay! So, it's however you guys want to answer it, like whatever order, I don't give a crap.
Just don't talk while I'm talking.
Whatever, you guys always talk over each other. Anyway, so first question.
This is the shit gets real video.
Yeah.
No holds bar.
First question, are you guys... Okay, so first off, you both are witches, right? Just to clarify with that.
Yes.
Last time I checked.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a witch.
You have no pentacle log.
It's
So-
true.
It's in my heart.
Okay.
Oh, you wear it on your heart.
And technically we all are pentacles when we...
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
Stars,
yes,
all
go there.
stars.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
Da Vinci.
so,
Da Vinci.
being that you guys are
God
both...
damn it! Serious.
I didn't hear what you said.
Shut up. Okay.
Who said?
You.
Oh.
Okay. So, since you guys are both spiritual,
Yes.
and are witches, what side of your spiritual sides do you, like, have more attuned to? The lighter or the darker sides? And magic
I
or
think I
witchcraft?
have a pretty good balance of light and dark. I think definitely when I was younger, I was far darker in nature and more nocturnal. And I think that as I age, I'm turning a little bit more sunny, honestly. I've been catering more to the lighter side of myself, trying to be healthier, and not that darkness isn't healthy, is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's a certain kind of physical activity, there's more being aware and in tune of your body when there's sun involved, I think. It's more encouraging to go out and I think that that's kind of where I'm finding myself. Whereas when I was younger, I was a lot more
Well,
darker.
when I was younger, I would say, all those many moons ago.
5 years is quite a substantial amount of time, and that's what I'm talking about. When you're in high school.
Right. So all those many moons ago.
I'm so old.
I was already out of high school when we met him. So.
Once again, shit's getting real.
Okay, so in the very beginning, I was a lot more light. Now I answered your question.
You're a lot more light.
I was a lot more light, and I did not find strength in nocturnal craft because I just didn't have a calling to being with the moon and the goddess. I felt more of a calling to the sun and the god.
Things are kind of reversing for you now, aren't they?
Yeah, it's kind of. I'm finding, I'm trying to find balance within myself, both masculine and feminine. So because of that, I find myself spending equal time with the moon as I am with the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Work helps.
Yeah, I think that we've always done a pretty good job of mirroring each other, and I definitely feel like we're doing a little bit of a trade-off right now, where we're trying to find balance in masculine and feminine, and that would involve me getting a little bit more active in the sunshine, and for you, being more active in the night.
In the evenings.
Okay, so, going off of you guys talking about, like, how you guys were either... Yes.
Sorry.
Property label and all that other stuff. Don't want to get into
Didn't do it.
Blah.
They don't sponsor.
Right.
They don't sponsor him or me.
Anyway, so dealing with this idea of nocturnal and lighter aspects of magic, what do you guys classify as nocturnal magic, and what do you guys classify as daytime magic?
Oh, good question.
Good question. Nocturnal magic, as the name suggests, it would be, and how it was actually when I was an initiate and I was looking into the different forms of magics available, and I encountered a nocturnal witch. She described it to me as doing all forms of magic at night, exclusively, not doing a ritual during the day, or doing like, I'm going to do this spell at this time. It was doing all of it at night. So that said, that's kind of always been the definition I've given to it, but there are certainly, you develop your own kind of blend of how much nocturnal magic you'd like to inquire in your own personal spell working. But I think that that's how I've always viewed it, as nocturnal. Being a nocturnal witch would mean to me someone who performs all their magics at night. Doing nocturnal magic, I think, is different. If you're going to incorporate nocturnal magic, I think that's different than saying you are a nocturnal witch.
Yeah.
For me, I'd probably say rituals that require kind of like a subtle eye. You wouldn't do, what's a good example? You wouldn't do mirror scrying in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
That's true.
You wouldn't try to scry, period, during the middle of the day. It's too light out. You can't, unfocus. And you need kind of like that feeling of the enveloping that is nighttime, where you can feel a little bit more...
At least in the dusk.
Yeah, or just some kind of perception of darkness, so that you can see through your tools.
Sure.
I feel like that would be my example towards nocturnal magic. I also wouldn't say that necessarily bonfire magic you do in the middle of the day. You can't do it, but I'm just saying that usually it's not done.
Yeah.
So
there's an elemental incorporation to it as well, so, to cater to the water in the evening and then in the earth at night.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it kind of every type of magic has its time and place, and it's just kind of when it comes to nocturnal craft, I feel like there's a whole genre of magic that just caters to that situation of dusk, evening, nighttime, into dawn type of craft work, new beginnings, letting things fade away, banishments, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
All involve some form of darkness.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, so this is kind of going back to when we actually all kind of met.
Okay.
Because it's some of our favorite memories. When you guys first met me and I told you guys that I was a nocturnal witch, what was some of your, what was the biggest thing that you guys, automatically wanted to go and have me do? Right then and there for you guys.
It wasn't so much what I wanted you to do. It was more of an understanding that it was, when I first met you, it was at nighttime. And I've told this story so many times.
How she snuck out of the house.
Yeah, how I snuck out of the house, how you predicted absolutely everything that would happen, and it did. And then we were driving down 2nd Avenue in Spokane, and it was at that time of night where all of the street lights were starting to flash. And it was the first time I'd ever seen it, and you were talking about, I was saying that I don't go out at night. I've never seen this because I've always been a daytime person. And you said, if you're ever out at night, if ever you're out at night and you ever get scared, though I had just met you, you said, call me, and I will come and I will find you. And the sincerity of that statement, that is what kind of made me rethink darkness as a comfort, as something that could do with more exploring. So it wasn't necessarily what I would want you to do for me as much as what you were kind of revealing or opening a new kind of doorway for myself, more empowering me to pursue it versus a request of you. And certainly there is a comfort in knowing that you were there to help.
Well, with me, first meeting you was a challenge. Once we got past all our crap, and we were discussing how we were as witches, and you bringing up, well, I'm a nocturnal witch, it just made me go, well, fine, then I'm a solar witch. And I'm a daytime witch, and fuck you. And so I, at the time... Yeah, can we swear?
Oh, yeah.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
I
think I've only cussed 3 times on this channel.
I haven't been paying attention. I think I've been doing pretty good. Go.
Yeah, you haven't cussed once.
Oh my god!
Oddly.
Anyways, so with you, once we got past all of that, and at the time, I just saw anything anyone ever said ever as just challenging my authority and who I was, and it was, because I took it as like, because I had received all of those things in the past about how there are going to be many challenges and obstacles before you, greet them with, you know, vigor and valor and honor and dignity and pride, so I would just like, fine, let's throw it out. But as far as like a nocturnal witch perspective, I was not familiar with it, so I was mostly just looking at you as kind of like someone to express a different perspective than my own. So if I didn't understand it, then I thought, if I can't get this, because I perform my magic during the day, maybe someone at night would understand. So I would come to you with all kinds of questions involving magic, involving sex, or blood, or even just certain banishing rituals. I don't want this person in my life anymore. How do I get rid of them? I don't want to feel like shit anymore. I'm tired of being tired and exhausted and fatigued and down, and how do I get rid of all of that? And how do nocturnal witches heal versus how do solar people heal? And it was just kind of like coming together of foreign elements, and I really liked what came out of it. So it was more like, I didn't think that, like, I posed I remember the challenge. I was like, you can't light a black candle off of a white candle.
Oh, that's right, that was my...
And you're all like, bullshit! Ding!
It's true, though. I stand by it. You can physically light it, but there is a difference between physically lighting the white candle with a white candle with a black one than...
But I totally proved it.
Yeah, physically.
Physically! That's not what we're talking about.
I did a magical way with that.
Ah, whatever. So, next question. Move on with your life.
I love you guys. Okay, so... Because they know what type of witch I am. What type of witches do you guys proclaim yourselves as?
That's something that's starting to evolve.
Yeah, you're
me.
changing.
Yeah, I've changed quite a bit, and I used
she
to
can't
be.
Decide.
Well, I used to be a self-proclaimed kitchen witch, but as I look back on that, I was far more dark and twisty goth than I was really letting on. I mean, certainly, and having done the priestesshood for Aphrodite, things were definitely changing. As it stands right now, I'm starting to go a little bit more along the terms of just, I think, witch. Just doing a simple, just witch, because it is...
Being in tune with nature. And
exactly. I'm starting to embrace... That's a strong word, but I'm starting to be a little bit more accepting of referring to myself as a Wiccan. Witch is definitely something that I think I'm going to stick to, at least for the time being, until I explore if there's a different side of myself that I want to pursue. But I used to be much more in the realm of kitchen witchery. I used to do much more with herbs, and I used to do much more with healing. And I've definitely started to kind of deviate away from that, and I've started to explore spirituality and general witchcraft versus finding a specialty within that. And I'm starting to kind of redefine some things for myself.
Awesome.
Well, for me, through and through, Crystal Witch, just from like the dawn of time of me, was just, I've always had a fascination with minerals, fossils, crystal stones, gemstones. It doesn't matter what it is. If it came out of the earth...
It's a rock. I'm sorry.
It's a rock, right.
I have to do it with him, I'm sorry.
Anyways, but if it like came out of the earth, I wanted to somehow be a part of whatever magic it could bring. So, like, I have the capability and focus, I guess, mostly on like healing or regenerative properties of stones and minerals, and it's just kind of been my focus for like 12 years now. And
awesome.
I haven't lost, I mean, for maybe about a year or so, I was just kind of like anti-healing, anti-crystal witch, and I just didn't want to do it because I've done it for so long. And so I tried different hats, and I didn't like them. I mean, I have fondness for herbs and oils, but that's about it. I just have a fondness for it. It's not, I wouldn't base my whole craft around it. Because even when I'm doing herbs and oils, I find reasons to put crystals near them, and then I go, what am I doing? So, yeah.
Awesome. So, this is going to be my last question, just because it's kind of more of a question that kind of relates to them,
Okay.
the viewers. What's something in your guys' craft life that you have realized that really kept you in tune with it, like really kept you going? Like, what's that something that you feel made it where you guys wanted to continue and made, like, it clicked in your brain to continue instead of, oh, I want to try this out and see how long it goes kind of thing? Because I feel like that's one of the biggest things for me is when I first started, it was one of those, I'm going to see what this is about, and then all of a sudden it clicked in my head. I'm like, this is totally what I need. So what's that thing for you guys?
That's such a large question. I can see why that would be your last one, because this is going to be kind
It's heavy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And there's a lot. Initially, it was something exciting and something different. Having been in a Catholic school and learning about Greek mythology, that's how I found the craft. It was through doing that. I'll never forget being assigned Aphrodite in the 7th or 8th grade in Catholic school. And learning about Aphrodite, reading about the Greek gods, I thought to myself, why isn't this a religion? Why can't I study this? Why can't I? And then as I was looking it up, I realized there is a religion. There is a way to incorporate multiple deity, not just a god, but various gods and also goddesses. And that was so exciting. So there was initially an excitement, and I was very young, and it was such an exciting new thing. But what kept me in it was realizing that the vastness of paganism, it's such a wide religious umbrella that so many different things fall under. And everything that you do has a magical connotation. And many people don't realize that what they're doing is magic. A lot of what they're doing is incorporating that. When you take a course in psychology, it almost proves or confirms a lot of our religious beliefs. And that is, and also, I mean, especially being in tune with now, the less you focus on future and past, the more in tune you are right now, and the more you can see how the universe is working and influencing your life, and then how the deities move within your life. There's such a universal intensity to that. There's such an energy about it. And you start to look at this spirituality movement that I've been watching since yoga became a fad. And I've been watching the spirituality movement, and to me it's just, the spirituality movement is so huge now, and a lot of it are people who were once Christian who are starting to kind of realize that they should be more in tune with the environment and their energy of their bodies and more physically aware of themselves. That to me is just like, you're just one step away from paganism. You're one step away. The only thing you're missing is the aspect of multiple deity, and you'll have kind of found it yourself. It's all of those things. I think there's so much confirmation for it. And it's so much something you can make for yourself, and it's in such an honest, sincere way. And it's hard to explain, but it's something that feels natural, and it's something that feels right, and there's nothing about it that's oppressive. There's nothing about it that is exclusive. It's very inclusive, and it's very vast. And I think once you find it, you can't really lose it again. You certainly try, but it's something that follows you because it's so natural.
And it kind of connects you.
Exactly.
You feel kind of plugged in. I guess for me, what kind of like drove it home and made me stay was growing up very odd, went through a lot of traumatic experiences very young, went through a lot of hardships, and during a particularly really hard time, I was taken to church, and the whole time I felt like I was being told what to do, how to feel, how I should worship, how I should do all these different things, and it made me want to be doing the exact opposite. but I didn't want to be just completely rebellious for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
I wanted to have purpose, and I wanted to have drive and pride in the things that I did. So when I separated from the feelings of the people above me or the people who were trying to raise me, and I wanted to find self-identity, I went through a phase of trying on a whole bunch of different faiths.
Mm-hmm.
Judaism, Buddhism, a little bit of Hindu. It was very brief. I was just really confused and overwhelmed by all the gods. And so I was like, holy crap, there's a lot. So then I pulled back and I tried Shinto for like 1 second because the same thing overwhelmed me again. And then I was like, well, I'm going to go home and just, find a couple things and figure out what it was. And my mom's like, she kind of guided me towards one idea, and she goes, well, what about this? And it was something that she had practiced, and it was something that she was a part of, and she shared that with me. And that's where I felt kind of involved. And I actually felt a connection with family and with the pride and dignity and things. Granted, I didn't have that within my family, but I had it in that moment. So I decided, okay, I'm going to look at paganism and Wicca, and I'm going to go a little bit further with it. And I haven't looked back since.
Nice.
So it was just one of those things where I connected because one person gave me the opportunity to even just experience it with them. And since then, I don't like being solitary about it, because I like the connection. I like feeling that spark between people and the understanding and the worship.
That's one of my favorite things about.
Definitely. There's so many other religions use fear as a motivator.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that easy for pagans. Why do we do the things we do? It's not because we're afraid of repercussion. It's because we want to be happy and healthy. And that's what paganism is about being happy and healthy. We don't murder people because why would we? We don't judge others because why would we? It's not happy. It's not healthy. We view violence and negativity and anger
That's heavy.
is very heavy. And why would we want to do that? There is a healthiness, and there's also the environmental aspect. It feels good to be a part of nature and a part of the earth. We
and
do
to get
it
back to it
because it feels good. And why wouldn't we? Because it's happy and healthy. We do things because they make us happy and healthy and a part of the world. And there's such an oppressive relationship with other religions, where there's an oppressor and there's fear and there's anger and there's judgment. And why? I mean, I think paganism is just so much more loving and so much more natural.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of counter laws that prohibit us from doing harm to ourselves and others, and it needs to always be thought of, and it comes back to you, and it's that understanding that it's like you do things with love and trust and faith and pride before you do other things that could potentially harm someone or even bring yourself down with it.
And there's so much proof for the things that we believe in. When you do something, when you commit to an action, you know that it's going to have a consequence. You know that every action you do has a consequence. And
Positive or negative.
Exactly. And it's not that there's a fear of hell and damnation. It's that you just, you do something, it's going to end in a result. And chances are, if you're doing something negative, there's going to be a negative result. I mean, that's just kind of how the world works.
Nice. Well, thank you guys.
Yep.
That was a lot. Awesome. Yes, like a lot of information and different perspectives. I like that. So check out his channel. He has his own. It's KWILSO. It'll be down below. My darling sister, she does not. So sorry.
But she'll probably be in videos to come.
Probably. I might make some appearances. So that's your incentive to subscribe to these two. Subscribe, I should say, not subscribe.
Subscribe! Oh, do the thumbs up thing.
Yes, like it if you liked it. Comment below. Questions, comments,
Concerns.
Compliments, not concerns.
Well, I think there should be some concerns.
That's what. Definitely hit him up.
Force me to do more videos?
Tell him to do more videos. He just did one with me not too long ago. And
Just
that was awesome.
This video.
So, yeah. Check out... Oh, by by the way, totally sorry I missed last Friday for the Moonlight Grimoire. I literally got very busy. Sorry about that. Anyway, blessed be... No.
That was mine.
You know.
Blessed be a farewell from Corey's channel.
Yeah. Marry me again, my friends. Blessed be.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.